From Pedro's show? Started a third hour off with Elephants by War Paint. John, that's something you just mixed?
Yeah, about a year ago, actually, but it's just coming out
just
now.
A year ago. Yeah. Just about a year ago.
The Empyrean was finished.
Yeah, it was done like exactly right after we were done with the Empyrean. I started mixing War Paint.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Empyrean.
It means the highest point in heaven.
Yeah. It's in the Divine Comedy.
Right.
It's one of the... Yeah, really up there. It's where the choir is. It's kind of where Beatrice disappears. She ain't at the very end. She goes and sits near Mary. It's like St. Bernard, I think, ends up taking him to the last gig, floor show. Empyrean, but like empirical.
Are the words connecting?
Maybe like
I don't think so.
empirical means something...
Right, high up.
You can measure.
Yeah, but
Empirical.
But Empyrean is specifically, I think.
Empyrean was, level above, because they thought the planets were around us. So it was above the levels of the planets, because we were in the center.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the highest point of the highs, yeah.
Yeah. We were, the idea was didn't go around the sun, everything went around us.
Right.
And Empyrean was way out there. In fact, that's his levels of heavens. They're different planets. There's different... Yeah, it was a trip.
Yeah, that's something, since it's pretty impossible to conceive of space ending at some point, but at the same time, it's just as difficult to imagine it going on endlessly. So
I know.
I guess the Empyrean is a way of sort of...
you mean like infinities?
Yeah, you can't... it's impossible to picture space ending at a point, but it's also impossible to picture it going on forever, and the Empyrean was a way of sort of...
Come on, stop, Mr. Coltrane.
of conceiving of a highest point that could be, or something.
Yeah, I mean, some infinities are bigger than others, which is kind of hard to conceive of.
Yeah.
Like the set of all numbers, right?
Yeah.
They go on forever.
Yeah.
They're always going to be bigger than the set of odd numbers.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, it's always going to be twice as big, but there's
but it keeps going.
There's no twice as big.
See, I don't know how to work these leashes. So what I do is just hang up on the dude. There must be a way to like silence him, right? Without throwing it, crashing against the wall. But that is trivial. But Empyrean, a high point, and like you were saying about the inner light.
Yeah, it's about reaching for stuff that's sort of beyond your grasp, but that you keep
maybe
some kind of something inside yourself, or something, whatever it is that drives your imagination to keep striving to sort of become one with that energy more and more so in all your actions in your life, or like people in science or in religion, where you're constantly sort of reaching for things that can't completely be understood or attained, but it doesn't stop whatever that force is inside you that drives you to want to know more and learn more and do more, and
Yeah.
It's about some of the records kind of involve some of the struggles that you go through inside as a creative person, just trying to become one with something that you don't really understand, that doesn't really have any concrete form that you can grasp onto, but that you're born with this incentive to do something, whether it's playing music or painting or whatever it is,
Yeah, you paint too.
I used to, yeah.
No more?
Not anymore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, about 10 years ago I decided to limit myself to the things that I felt I had most aptitude for, because I'd spent about 5 years concentrating on things that I didn't have a lot of aptitude for. It was a good learning experience, and it was something good to keep me connected to the artistic force for other reasons besides that I was making a living at it or something, I kind of stopped doing it in the situations where I had any value to the public and started just following my creativity, and I think it was a good period of time for me. But when I sort of came back into the world, as it were, I just really wanted to focus on writing songs and playing guitar and learning about electronic music from time to time and stuff.
I got an interview with John Coltrane. He says all musicians are after some kind of truth.
Yeah, you're trying. I feel like we're all expressing things that really can't be expressed any other way. We're expressing truth when something sounds good to our ear, when something connects to our soul. I feel like it's saying something to us, but it's not something that we can put into words. And I think in some ways, they can probably be reduced to some kind of mathematical formulas, but no musician's conscious of that. You just sort of decide, I'm going to play this note this hard at this particular exact point in time. You know, it's all reducible to numbers, but we're driven, like the organization of it. If something's too many numbers off, it's going to be off time, and if it's within a certain margin, then we hear it as on time. If it's a little late, it depending on where you are in the song, it's going to be a good groove. And it can be analyzed that way, but we do it purely on intuition and feeling and emotion and the setup of our muscles and stuff, and we don't really know what we're saying, but we know when it means something. And it's just an odd setup,
interactions too between people, because then you got more.
A lot of times music expresses the
you call them solo albums, but you collaborate.
Oh yeah, it's just because I write the songs and I'm and producing and stuff. But we actually made one album that was a collaboration. We could play something off that if maybe. We made one song where it was both of us writing the songs and stuff, and
collaborating with the right.
Yeah, where some songs were Josh's and some were mine, and probably if I wasn't so busy in the band over the last 10 years, we would have done stuff like that more often. But it seemed like I was always so anxious to make solo records anytime there was a little break.
Yeah, right.
So that's what we would do.
Yeah, the need for solo records.
Yeah.
I think it's great. Yeah,
I've always just spent all my time recording since I was a kid, so it's kind of more natural for me to do that than it is to do a band. A band has been something more that I sort of settled into. It didn't come naturally at first. I'm much more comfortable just working by myself and calling the shots and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I want to talk about how you got into music, but we after Elephants. Well, yeah, you didn't tell me how you got involved with that.
Oh,
how'd you end up mixing it?
They're just friends of mine, and Josh played drums on one song, and I played mellotron on one song, and they had recorded a record, and they needed someone to mix it, and I was so sort of hot on the mixing.
You're in mix mode.
My friend Adam started forgetting that I played guitar, the engineer who was doing it with us, because he was so used to me being the guy on the mixing board and stuff.
Right.
I'd play guitar and something. He'd be like, I forgot you're so good on guitar or something. But yeah. In fact, there was more paint. It was just I really love the band and stuff. They make music that really expresses things that I feel inside me. So it was a pleasure.
You want to get in on it?
Yeah.
Like Omar had you be a guitar player for him.
Yeah, I've played on all their albums except their first EP. I just did another one in August.
Does he play on it? I mean, there's one where he didn't play, right?
Well, no, he played, but he played like overdubs. Like there's two where I play most of the written guitar parts, and then he did additional parts on top of that, but like tracking with the drummer or... I guess it was just one where for the whole album I played all those parts, but even on the next one I did after that, the last one that was released, I did pretty similar, where I'm playing a lot of written parts.
I think that's really righteous that you would say, yeah, guide me.
Oh, it's fun, yeah, because I've spent so much time, concentrating on practicing guitar, just learning things off records and things like that to be able to apply that skill that I have of being able to learn something and then play it and just have it being just like how hard I'm hitting the guitar, how I'm expressing myself through the part, rather than like thinking of the notes and the rhythms. It's just fun. When I was a kid, I thought I would be in Frank Zappa's band when I grew up, So I kind of wanted to have a situation like that where I'm playing some like, sort of difficult to play music and on time signatures and stuff, and just like.